June 9th, 2025. London becomes the stage for a momentous event that has captured the attention of the entire globe. The city, steeped in history and diplomacy, is now the epicenter of a confrontation that could define the decade. Here, the United States and China, the world's two most powerful nations, come face to face for a high-stakes showdown. Their leaders and top negotiators gather, aware that the world is watching every move. These talks have the potential to reshape not only global trade, but also the intricate web of supply chains and the very foundation of economic stability for years, if not decades, to come. The world's two largest economies are locked in a trade war that's driven up prices, rattled markets, and left businesses and consumers uncertain about the future. London, chosen for its reputation as a neutral ground, now hosts negotiators determined to transform a fragile truce into a lasting peace. The city's iconic venues are filled with anticipation and hope. The outcome of these negotiations will directly impact everything from the price of everyday goods to the security of manufacturing jobs, affecting families and industries across continents. If the talks succeed, they could spark a new era of growth, innovation, and cooperation, opening doors to unprecedented opportunities for businesses and workers worldwide. But if they fail, the consequences could be dire. Recession, job losses, and a prolonged period of global uncertainty may follow. The stakes couldn't be higher. Every nation, from the largest economies to the smallest, is watching closely, hoping for a breakthrough that could restore confidence and stability. As the doors close and negotiations begin, the world holds its breath, waiting to see if history will be made in London. This crisis began in early 2025, when tensions between the world's two largest economies reached a breaking point. Years of simmering disputes over trade imbalances, intellectual property, and technology transfers finally erupted into open confrontation. The United States, under President Trump, imposed steep tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese imports, aiming to pressure Beijing into changing its trade practices. The move was met with both domestic support and fierce criticism as American businesses and consumers braced for higher prices and economic uncertainty. China hit back swiftly, launching a tit-for-tat tariff war that sent shockwaves through global markets. Investors watched in alarm as stock indices tumbled and companies worldwide scrambled to adjust to the new reality of disrupted supply chains and rising costs. The conflict escalated further in April, when China halted exports of critical minerals essential for electronics and electric vehicles, crippling US tech and auto industries almost overnight. Factories slowed or shut down, and fears of a prolonged economic downturn grew. A glimmer of hope emerged in May with the Geneva Truce. After marathon negotiations, both sides agreed to lower tariffs and set a 90-day deadline for a permanent deal. The world breathed a cautious sigh of relief, but uncertainty lingered. Just days ago, a direct call between President Trump and President Xi led to China resuming mineral exports, a key gesture of goodwill before the next round of talks in London. The move was welcomed by industries and markets alike, but the underlying issues remain unresolved. Now, with the truce set to expire in August, negotiators gathering in London face immense pressure to deliver a lasting solution. The stakes could not be higher, as failure could plunge the world into deeper economic uncertainty. The world is watching, anxiously waiting to see if this fragile peace can hold, or if another chapter in the trade war is about to begin. The US team is led by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and Trade Representative Jameson Greer. Their mission: secure economic stability, protect US technology, and hammer out enforceable trade terms. China's delegation is headed by Vice Premier Lifeng, a veteran strategist trusted by President Xi. Lifeng's challenge: to defend China's interests while easing tensions and restoring trade. These negotiators must bridge deep divides on tariffs, technology, and national security. Their personal chemistry and diplomatic skill could mean the difference between peace and renewed conflict. The world's economic future rests on their ability to find common ground. Tariffs are front and center. Both sides want relief, but trust is thin. The US seeks to end China's dominance over critical minerals and limit Chinese access to sensitive technology. China, meanwhile, wants an end to US export controls and a guarantee that rare earth shipments won't be weaponized again. Technology is a flashpoint. The US restricts Chinese semiconductors, citing security. China calls it economic sabotage. Other disputes simmer: student visas, fentanyl, and Taiwan threatening to derail progress. The negotiators must untangle these issues to reach a deal. Every unresolved point risks reigniting the trade war. The world's supply chains and future innovation hang in the balance. The trade war's impact is global. Markets plunged as tariffs rose, then rebounded on news of a truce. The S&P 500 dropped 18% before recovering, showing just how sensitive investors are to US-China tensions. China's economy is feeling the strain. Imports are down, growth is slowing, and pressure is mounting on negotiators. US farmers and manufacturers have suffered too, facing lost sales and higher costs. Rare earth shortages exposed vulnerabilities in US industries, from autos to defense. Europe and Asia have seen manufacturing slowdowns and supply chain chaos. Companies worldwide are rethinking where they build and buy. The world needs a deal. Stability depends on it. The London talks stand at a pivotal crossroads, a moment where the decisions made could either restore much-needed stability to the global economy or plunge it into deeper uncertainty. The world's eyes are fixed on these negotiations as leaders from the US, China, and other major economies gather in hopes of forging a new path forward. If the talks fail, the risk of a global recession looms large, threatening jobs, businesses, and livelihoods everywhere. The best possible outcome: permanent tariff cuts that would remove barriers and revive international trade. Clear, enforceable rules on technology and critical minerals would help prevent future disputes and foster innovation, ensuring fair competition in vital industries. And a robust framework for ongoing cooperation could lay the groundwork for resolving future disagreements. Yet a sweeping deal remains unlikely. More probable is a partial agreement, one that locks in current gains and postpones the toughest issues for another day. Even this limited progress would send a positive signal, boosting investor confidence and helping to keep global markets calm for now. But if the talks collapse, tariffs will snap back into place, markets could tumble, and the world would edge ever closer to a full-blown economic crisis. The stakes could not be higher. This is a defining moment for US-China relations, with consequences that will ripple across continents. The outcome will shape the future of global trade, millions of jobs, and the prosperity of nations for years, if not decades, to come. Around the world, people wait anxiously, hoping for compromise and a path to lasting peace and renewed cooperation.